Government cannot do it all.
And who are your clients in terms of coming from all walks? Have the demographics changed? Have the demands changed?
Yeah, I think that we're seeing a younger population now who are hitting their first experience of a psychotic break, for example, a first episode. And these young people are really wanting to get right back into their lives, into volunteering, back into school or into employment. And so I think one of the big changes is really a renewed focus across the region on helping young adults with the kinds of supports they specifically need so that they can move on to have the kinds of lives that they want to have.
On the hotline, we find that the youth that call us are under tremendous pressure to succeed, to graduate, to go to an excellent school. And I think that's different than when we were young. And so we're finding that they're really needing support to get through those concerns that they have.
I think every generation says it, but it's truly got to be the toughest generation we've seen to grow up in, with social media and the competitiveness and bullying, and the list goes on and on for young people today. You mentioned one phone. You've got the outbound calling line. You've also got a national 273 talk 1-800 number.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
The 1-800 number is we're a part of a national network of call centers sponsored by SAMHSA, where if you're, wherever you're calling from, it'll ring at the closest hotline. So we'll take calls that originate locally from that 1-800-273 talk, as well as our own regional hotline number.
Wendy, a parting message if someone is out there on the fence about whether to call in for themselves or perhaps a family member or a colleague or friend, what do you tell them?
Call us. There is help. We can help you recover. We can help you rebuild your life. We know how to give you your next step up, your next leg up. Please call.
And you know where to point them. If that person on the phone can't directly help them, they certainly have a Rolodex of many, many people who can.
That's right. There are excellent resources in our community.
That's wonderful. Thank you all for the work that you do every day. We appreciate it in our community.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the merger.
Thank you so much.
And the potential out there for growth. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, and we thank you for having us in on Viewpoint this Sunday morning. Now back to News for Today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Weather and traffic on the ones on News 4 Today.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Progresso.
Used to people have my kids loving vegetables.
Well, vegetables. Shh. Tastes better in our savory broth. Vegetables.
No, soup.
Oh, soup.
Loaded with vegetables, packed with taste. And now, try new Progresso Chili, slow-simmered, homemade taste.
$70, $100, $125 a month? What can you save? 0 for 72 has been extended at your local Ford dealer. So discover America's favorite brand and get 0% financing for 72 months on thousands of Ford favorites. That's right, 0 for 72. That can lower your payment by up to $125 a month. That's up to $9,000 in finance savings. What can you save? Find out by September 30th at your local Ford dealer.
One of the greatest moments in time is when we discovered fire. Fire is a crucial human advantage, a source of food, warmth, and protection from predators. Only the most innovative can survive.
If you can't, we can.
If you can't, we can. Michael and Son.
I love our new bathroom. We should have done this years ago.
I couldn't have done it better myself.
That's for sure.
I have the bathroom I always wanted. Thank you. They did a really great job.
And I think we're going to be doing the same thing to our other bathroom.
I'd love that.
I love the seat. I love the doors. I love everything about it.
And if I have a happy wife, I have a happy life.
When I travel with my U.S. Airways Premier World MasterCard, I get my first checked bag free. And after I was approved, I also earned 40,000 bonus miles, which I used towards a family vacation. But today I'm seeing Amy, my old college friend. And since my card also gave me a companion certificate, good for up to 2 people at $99 each, I brought a couple of friends. It really did make it easy for us to get back together.
With these exclusive benefits, see where the U.S. Airways Premier World MasterCard can take you. Apply today.
Now more than ever, you're making my Bobo-Pedic your Bobo-Pedic.
When you compare Bobo-Pedic to the competition, the outcome is stunning.
Their 8-inch is $17.99. My 9-inch is only $5.99.
$17.99? I thought it was $13.99.
That one's gone. See? Different cover.
$17.99.
Mine is a whopping $1,200 less.
You can buy 3 Bobo-Pedics for the price of one of these.
Isn't it time?
News for Today starts now.
So I know that they will be returned.
This morning, a family holding out hope for 2 missing children. Their stepped-up efforts to find the brother and sister, plus new details about the discovery of their mother.
And here comes fall. New this morning, word of our coolest morning in more than 3 months.
Good morning. Welcome to News 4 Today. I'm Adam Tuss.
And good morning to you. I'm Kristen Wright. We start with that big dip overnight.
Yes,
notice
cold.
the difference. I know I had on a coat this morning. You'll notice the difference as soon as you step outside.
Storm Team 4 meteorologist Chuck Bell joining us now with the forecast. Chuck, it is a bit brisk.
Until yesterday had been warmer than average, but now cool air has moved in. There's the view from our tower looking downtown over Capitol Hill early this morning. Nothing left on Storm Team 4 radar after a showery Saturday. Start off temperatures, woo, that'll put a little hitch in your giddy up. 40s and 50s for out the door weather first thing this morning. So brace for a little bit of a chill first thing. A couple of fair weather clouds left, but they won't last long. We'll be left with 100% sunshine by later this afternoon. Temperatures up into the low 70s for much of your Sunday. There are changes and a solid chance for rain just around the bend. More on that in a few more minutes. Back to the news.
All right, thanks, Chuck. Well, this morning, family, friends, and police will be out searching for 2 missing children from Germantown. We told you yesterday their mother, Catherine Huggle, had been found. Today marks 1 week since 2-year-old Jacob went missing. 3-year-old Sarah went missing on Monday. At 10 a.m., the family is organizing a search party in Germantown. They'll be meeting at the Chick-fil-A on Century Boulevard, and police are conducting their own search in a separate area. News 4's Darcy Spencer has more on the race against the clock to find these kids.
We don't know where Sarah and Jacob are, dear Lord.
Prayers at a candlelight vigil for the safe return of 2 missing children, Sarah and Jacob.
We just pray and pray and pray that someone out here will spot these kids and bring them home.
Late Friday, the children's mother, Catherine Huggle, was found at an apartment complex in Germantown. So far, Huggle, who's been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, has not told authorities where the children are. Troy Turner is their father. He spoke to Huggle after her arrest on child neglect charges.
It was very brief. She wasn't ready to say much to me, and no one's going to try to force it.
Those kids were the most precious, and they are, you know, to us.
Debbie Beckward is the children's paternal grandmother. She says she had Catherine Huggle committed in December and sent an email to her doctor saying that she needed more time before coming home.
So I said she really needs to just go to her mother and father for a while and then gradually fit in with the family and all, but they sent her home.
She says there have been sightings of the children, and many relatives believe someone is taking care of them.
So I know that they will be returned.
Carly Huggle is Catherine Huggle's little sister. She described Huggle as a great person.
She would never do anything to hurt the kids. She is an incredible mother. This is just not like her, and I miss her so much, and I miss the kids so much.
Montgomery County Police have been using search dogs as well as cadaver dogs as they look for these children, but they say they are still hopeful that they are alive. Those searches will continue today in the Darnestown area. In Germantown, Darcy Spencer, News 4 Today.
Now, the family's also raising money to help with search party costs, flyers, and T-shirts. They've set up a GoFundMe account. It's gotten about $1,000 in donations so far. The family is hoping for $2,500.
This morning, we are learning more about how police found Catherine Hoggle. A man who lives in Germantown, Nicholas Stewart, saw Hoggle at his apartment complex Friday night. He says she looked confused and was acting strangely, pacing back and forth. Stewart kept an eye on her, and that is when something clicked. He says Hoggle was wearing the same clothes in surveillance video police released.
I hightailed it to my house to look at the flyer again. I knew it was her. I told my girlfriend, I said, look, my phone's dead. Call the police right now. I found this lady. She's standing right here.
Police say Hoggle tried to change her appearance by cutting her hair. She told police she had been resting in the Germantown area since her disappearance. Her children, Sarah and Jacob, right there on your screen, have not been found. If you see them or know where they are, call 911.
Well, new this morning, more problems for Malaysia Air. An autopilot problem forced a flight to turn around. The airline rescheduled the flight, which should be headed from Kuala Lumpur to India right now. The plane spent about 4 hours in the air. Malaysia Airlines said no one's safety was at risk. More than 500 people are missing or dead after the airline's two major disasters in Ukraine and the Indian Ocean this year.
In the day ahead, British leaders will hold an emergency meeting in response to a new video that appears to show the militant group ISIS beheading a British aid worker. 44-year-old David Haynes vanished in Syria last year. The video also appears to be in the same area where ISIS executed 2 American journalists in the last month. President Obama says the U.S. will work with the UK and a broad coalition to bring the perpetrators to justice. Now, Australia is among the countries preparing to fight the terrorist group. The Prime Minister there says his military will deploy to the United Arab Emirates for a military operation in Iraq. The Australian Prime Minister says he is responding to a formal request from the U.S. to be part of a broad international coalition that is now forming. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll talk to moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd. He'll weigh in on President Obama's plan to expand airstrikes targeting ISIS.
Well, right now, Baltimore Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake is in the hospital. She's expected to be released later this morning. We called the mayor's press secretary, who told us she had trouble breathing at the Star-Spangled Spectacular event last night. She also had chest pains. We first told you about this story as it broke last night. Right now, the mayor is said to be in good condition.
Gates open for the Redskins home opener in just a few hours. From tailgating to watching the game, we'll break down what you need to know if you're headed to FedEx Field.
Plus, get used to these cooler mornings. Chuck is back to tell us what the days ahead you'll find out there, and maybe you want to send the kids off to school with a jacket. This 7-day forecast coming up next. Stay with us.
If you can't, we can. Michael and Son.
You don't want to miss a day of News 4 Today. Working for you when traffic clogs up your commute.
3 left lanes blocked.
Covering the stories impacting your family.
Parents struggling to get their kids to school.
Tracking changing weather so you can plan ahead.
And more humid during the afternoon. A cool front sweeping through the region.
And updating you before you head out the door.
A large cat is prowling this area. Principal canceled recess.
Tomorrow morning, wake up with News 4 Today and stay with us all week. We'll be on and working for you.
I slept like a log on this mattress from Value City Furniture.
I slept like a Brian on this mattress from Value City Furniture.
Stay tuned for great mattress deals from Value City Furniture.
Selling your car? Well, here's some great news from WeBuyAnyCar.com.
We buy any car, any make, any model, any age, any price from $50 to $100 grand. We buy any car, any. We buy any car. Sell your car the easy way. Go online and sell it today. We buy any car. Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
The new way to sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Oh.
What's the RFS? It's Washington red tape, a big government mandate that's raised prices on fuel and food. Anti-poverty groups like ActionAid and Oxfam say it contributes to hunger, and it's bad for the environment. Friends of the Earth and the Environmental Working Group oppose the higher ethanol mandate. So does the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and a bipartisan coalition in Congress. Tell President Obama, stop playing politics. Fix the RFS.
They're champion high divers, total thrill seekers, racing daredevils. Your kids are fearless. Help them bring that confidence into the classroom with the Kumon Math and Reading Program. At Kumon, children become independent problem solvers, developing self-learning skills that make them fearless in school and beyond. Now's the time. Find your Kumon Center.
When you get a Honda Accord, you get more than just a car. You get a soundtrack for your morning commute, a better view of your surroundings, a way to stay connected while staying on track. And you're getting Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for a great price. So start something special at the Accord clearance event, where well-qualified customers can lease a 2014 Accord at $189 a month. Now at your Honda dealer.
Shop now at Value City Furniture and get a king for the price of a queen. Save $400 on this Gel Miracle Foam King mattress set, now just $5.99. Or this Pillow Top King mattress set, just $7.99. Plus no interest until 2016. Value City Furniture. Style comes easy.
Get down tonight, baby.
Oh, yeah, in just a few hours, you can start tailgating outside FedEx Field for the Redskins game today. Parking lots open at 9 this morning. The Skins play the Jaguars at 1 this afternoon. If you want a ticket, they're still pretty cheap on StubHub right now, about $10 for a standing room only ticket. Get you in the stadium. Don't forget, you cannot bring bags, food, or drinks into the stadium. We'll have the keys to the game coming up later in our show.
For even more football, watch Sunday Night Football at 7 tonight. The Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers will play. Then you can watch News 4 at 11 when the game ends, all right here on NBC4. And it is, relatively speaking, chilly out.
You bet. The last time National Airport dropped below 60 degrees where we are this morning, June the 2nd.
Wow.
So it's literally been the whole summer long since we've been anywhere near this cool, but now autumn is here, and as a result, these cool mornings are going to become a far more frequent occurrence around here. This week ahead, oh, it's looking so nice outside, really, for much of the week. There is one good chance for rain. We'll detail that in just a second, but for now, look at that sky outside early this morning. Plenty of shades of color, every inch of the spectrum out there early this morning. Red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet, all of them looking good outside early this morning. Nary a cloud to be found in that view. There are some clouds hanging around, though, down to our south early this morning. They're not going to bother anybody. There is a 0% chance for rain today. It's going to be a beauty. 56 degrees now at National Airport. That is indeed a chilly beginning to the day. Humidity is at 75%. A north wind has returned. That's going to keep us nice and cool for all through the afternoon. For whatever you're going to do, it's going to be a great day for it. Outside of the fact that it's chilly this morning. 45 now in Cabletown and Martinsburg, West Virginia, 48 Winchester, 45 in Front Royal and Luray, 49 degrees in Warrenton, just a little bit warmer as you get east of I-95 into southern Maryland, where temperatures are in the mid and upper 50s. The weather impact on your Sunday? Nada. Nothing to worry about. Cool September sunshine is here. What will be impacted is the Parks Half Marathon beginning up in Rockville at 7 a.m. this morning. Sun's up at 6:49. It's a chilly start, but it's going to be a good day for running. I did my 8 miles in the rain yesterday, so if you held off, today's going to be a far superior running day for sure. No rain for us. No rain anywhere near us today. Yesterday's rain showers have been blown way down into the parts of the Carolinas and off the eastern seaboard, so good riddance to the rain chances. Here's our future weather forecast by 11 a.m. today. Not even a few fair weather clouds. Might see 1 or 2 puffs of cumulus clouds around during the course of the afternoon. It'll just make the sky look all that much prettier. Going to be a nice day to be outside. Another chilly evening coming our way, so if you're planning to go outside and eat a little dinner on the back patio, you may want to bundle up a bit. But the game today at FedEx Field is a 1 o'clock kickoff. Tons of sunshine. Game time temperatures in the 70s. High today, 70 in Gaithersburg, 73 downtown, 71 your high temperature in Waldorf and La Plata. And again, going out this evening, sunny and cool. Temperatures generally in the 60s to near 70. Tomorrow also looking very good. Clouds will start to come back tomorrow afternoon, and that will lead us to our 1 rain chance for the entire week. The only real shot we have at rain is probably after 9 o'clock Monday night and before 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. That's it, everybody. Otherwise, this may be the week to finally say summer is gone and autumn is here. Enjoy it.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
I love it, but that's just
Looks like we'll need a coat first thing in the morning for the whole week.
Yeah, the kiddos are definitely going to need to bundle up at the bus stops next couple of mornings.
Yeah, we'll have to remember that. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thanks,
Next up, Reporter's Notebook, a look at stories affecting our community.
We're back in 15 minutes with more of the morning's top stories.
Good morning. Welcome to Reporter's Notebook. I'm Pat Lawson-Muse. We begin with ticketing like the Wild West. An audit by the D.C. Inspector General portrays the city as the Wild West of traffic enforcement. The report blasts the three agencies that issue tickets, citing lax regulation, ticket writers who make arbitrary decisions about who to ticket, meter monitors get hauled in if they don't write enough tickets, and that speeding cam tickets are often issued without proof of which vehicle is actually involved in the violation. Joe Madison, a city official, has even compared D.C. to the IRS, where drivers are assumed to be guilty until proven innocent. Does this reinforce the perception that in D.C. it's all about money?
Yeah,
or is this about dysfunction?
No, I think it is about revenue. It's about gaining revenue. The purpose of traffic is for safety, traffic cameras. The purpose for parking meters really is for businesses. You want to move people in and out. But here's what I think has happened. This has become a revenue-generating process for the city. It's not about safety as much as it's about revenue. It's not about moving parked cars so that commerce can get customers in and out. It's about revenue.
Dave McConnell, do you agree with that?
Well, a lot of people seem to think that's true, but the people who defend it, especially in D.C., say, well, we'll look at the statistics. Where we have cameras, crime is down, traffic, the bad kind of traffic situations go down. People behave better when they know they're on camera, so we're going to do it.
Michael Pope, Councilmember Mary Cheh is proposing revamping the ticketing process and forming a new parking enforcement agency. What do you think about that?
Well, when she issued that proposal, it sort of landed with a thud. The mayor said he wasn't behind it, didn't really have a lot of support from the other council members. But this report actually might end up changing some of the momentum there. We've seen part of that report talks about the fragmentation in how these tickets are issued. The police issue some, the Department of Public Works issue some, the Department of Transportation issues some, and that was one of the key proposals that Mary Cheh had in her suite of potential changes. There's another issue also about appealing these. So what if you get a ticket that you shouldn't have gotten because these red light cameras screwed up or the person writing the ticket screwed up? How do you appeal? Mary Cheh's proposal also talks about that. So I think it's possible this Inspector General's report could give new life to that Mary Cheh proposal.
The mayor's driver pleads guilty. The man who drove Mayor Vincent Gray during his 2010 campaign has pleaded guilty to charges he conspired to violate campaign finance laws. Mark Long drove Gray and served as his director of advanced operations. He's admitted driving Gray to secret meetings with Jeffrey Thompson, who's pleaded guilty to financing the shadow campaign of 2010. Long also reportedly handled phone calls and secret cash deliveries from Thompson to Gray. Dave McConnell, do you think this plea deal brings us any closer to the end of this scandal?
Jeffrey Thompson keeps on singing, and everybody thinks it's getting closer and closer to the mayor, and we await developments, and a lot of people think they've taken an awfully long time. What are they waiting on? Why don't they make a major move if they really have the evidence that they say they have? But the net is increasing. They're getting more and more people, and you have to figure the big strike is just a short time away.
How do you read it, Joe?
Well, I read that this individual, again, probably is telling the truth. He certainly had to be vetted carefully, and of course he better not be caught lying to this district attorney. And I think, quite honestly, that the noose is tightening around the mayor's neck.
Michael, do you think that after Vincent Gray leaves office, we'll see this move?
That's certainly one possibility. You know, this is the 6th person that has now become a felon as a result of this 2010 campaign. So Jeffrey Thompson has already pleaded guilty, and, you know, with that plea deal came this bombshell, according to Jeffrey Thompson, that the mayor knew about the shadow campaign. So it seems that the prosecutors are moving closer and closer to the mayor, and it's, you know, one scenario that could play out is something similar to what happened in Virginia with Governor McDonnell, is that the prosecutors might wait until he's no longer in office before moving forward.
Prince George's County deputy caught on camera. News 4 obtained surveillance video inside the county jail that captured a sheriff's deputy hitting and dragging a handcuffed teen. The attack happened in February. Now we see the video taken. The video shows 17-year-old Luther Spriggs, charged with armed robbery, being processed at the county jail. He apparently exchanged words with the deputy and then got dragged in front of the camera across the floor and into a room where something happened. The deputy and correctional officer were prosecuted in this case. Michael, what's your assessment of this video and this case? What's happening at the jail?
Well, that video was very difficult to watch. We saw it here on NBC4, and it shows that this handcuffed teenager was beaten. He was dragged across the floor. It's difficult to watch. And so, you know, what we've seen at this particular jail is there have been other cases of allegations of misconduct at this jail, but those cases did not have video. This case has video. There's already a civil suit in this, and I would expect this piece of video to be Exhibit A in that civil suit.
Dave?
One of the first assignments I had decades ago when I started as reporting at COP was to cover police brutality in Prince George's County, and it was bad. And they promised they would do a lot of things to change it, put more African Americans on the police force, have sessions with members, sensitivity sessions, all that kind of thing. They were really sensitive, really hurt by it. Now you have to wonder: is this one incident? Is there more than this? What's going on? I mean, how widespread a problem is this?
Joe?
I don't think the ethnicity really makes that much difference, quite candidly. I think it's a culture. And when you take into consideration also what's been happening in Ferguson, and we've said over and over, particularly on our show, is that there's Fergusons all over this country. You know, there have been 13 young people killed since Michael Brown was killed in Ferguson in 1 month. 13 killed by police officers. This is aggressive police behavior, and I would imagine, again, you're absolutely right, Michael, this goes on all the time. It just doesn't get caught on video.
Got to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
There are many careers to serve your community and your nation. Intelligence, digital forensics, emergency management, law enforcement. At American Military University, we have more than 80 affordable online degrees for national security and public service professionals. And you don't have to be in the military to join us. American Military University. Learn from the leader.
$70, $100, $125 a month? What can you save? 0 for 72 has been extended at your local Ford dealer. So discover America's favorite brand and get 0% financing for 72 months on thousands of Ford favorites. That's right, 0 for 72. That can lower your payment by up to $125 a month. That's up to $9,000 in finance savings. What can you save? Find out by September 30th at your local Ford dealer.
Playing vaccination catch-up. Beginning this week, thousands of middle schoolers, specifically 7th graders, could be barred from classes if they can't prove they've gotten their shots. Maryland has new regulations. It now requires that students have to get a Tdap vaccine and a meningococcal vaccine if they're in 7th grade. Kindergarten students have to get a chickenpox vaccine. An estimated 2,000 to 3,000 students in Montgomery County still hadn't gotten their shots by the end of summer. Montgomery County's been holding vaccination clinics, held a clinic all week, and Prince George's had a clinic yesterday, but a lot of kids could be out of classes because they haven't gotten their shots. Do you think it's a parental problem? Did the state, the counties just not do a good job of getting word out?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, there should have been, I would think, a lot of public service announcements all summer long, quite honestly. And yes, I think it's a parental problem. You know, and especially when you're 7th grade, you know, we kind of have this disconnect because the kids are starting to, you know, as my grandmother used to say, you know, starting to smell yourself. You know, you're starting to be a little mannish. You want to be independent. Now, is that a better way to put it? But it's still a parent's responsibility. But here's the bigger issue with me, and that is these are very serious health issues that can be epidemic in nature, and this is not something I would take lightly, and if parents are listening, they really need to be serious about this.
That's what the health officials in Maryland are saying, is that these immunizations are critical because there have been recent outbreaks of like the whooping cough, for example. There was a recent outbreak of the whooping cough in Maryland, and so they feel like these immunizations are very important, and even if 2,000, 3,000 students don't have the immunization